Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Disclosures of the Third Kind. You listen to me, Christian Stefanizzi. Today's episode, as promised, is case number 14, which we're looking at now. So, this is a sighting, which, I'll grab my microphone, which occurred at the Haydock Industrial Estate, and it was a twin luminous object sighting. What do I mean by twin luminous? Well, it was more... Let's say it was more like a spheres, yeah, two spheres, spheroid type objects, similar to what I saw actually at Delamere Forest the weekend before. So yeah, they were reported to me first by a witness who was at work at the time, and I was on the other side of the yard. They called me over very quickly, and I was just in time to see it for myself. It was very strange, but we're going to go into the case now, without further ado. So, the location of this case was Amazon Man 8, Haydock Industrial Estate in St Helens, Merseyside, WA11 9FS. The witness remains anonymous at this time until they choose not to, until they choose to disclose their name. I like to keep their privacy. The date was the 23rd of July, 2026. It was the evening. The time was around about 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. roughly. From what I remember, I looked at my watch. It was about 9:20, I believe. It was about that time, getting on. So it was between those two times. But unfortunately, I didn't report that time down when I had the sighting. So I was called over between 9 and 10. We had the sighting for roughly, well, I had the sighting for roughly about 30 seconds, but again, I'll go through the whole, the witness statement. So this is the statement exactly from the witness. While outside Amazon Man 8 in Haydock, the witness observed a bright, unidentified object in the distance. The object initially appeared as a brilliant white light. At times it appeared spherical, although at a great distance it also gave the impression of a saucer-like shape. The object remained visible for approximately 1 minute before gradually dimming and then accelerating out of sight. A short time later, a second object was observed further to the right of the original location. This object behaved in a similar manner, remaining visible for several minutes while varying significantly in brightness before dimming completely and disappearing. The witness checked a flight tracking application during the sighting, which is I was quite impressed with actually. They had both a stellarium and flight tracker. They went straight for the prosaic explanations first, but they couldn't explain it because it was darting around the sky, hovering there, so it's unlike anything they'd seen before. The witness checked a flight tracking application during the sighting and reported that no aircraft were present in the relevant area. The witness also stated that the objects did not resemble stars or planets. So, the object description. 2 unidentified luminous objects, brilliant white appearance, possibly spherical in shape. Again, they were quite far away to tell. From the outline, I could tell it was spherical, but then the picture of the anonymous witness, her picture, shows it's almost like a saucer shape. I'll show you the picture after, but it looks like a saucer. You'll see it at the end of this video. So I'm unsure of whether it was genuinely spherical, one of the objects, or it was a saucer. But she's convinced that the other was spherical and this one was also spherical, but looking at the picture it looks more saucer shaped. So yeah, we've got brilliant white appearance, possibly spherical in shape, appeared stationary before fading, increased and decreased in brightness, both eventually disappeared after dimming, no visible navigation lights, no audible sound reported, environmental conditions, the nighttime observation, obviously it was good visibility, however, flight tracking application was checked. There were no known aircraft corresponding with these sightings, so that's quite an important one. In fact, actually, it was very interesting. When we saw the UFO come back in view, and we both looked at it, a plane actually went over it, showing that it's definitely not performing like a plane. We had a reference point right there as well. Even if we didn't want to use the app, we had a reference point to show that it wasn't acting like a plane. Or it was nothing like a plane. The evidence of this case. There's multiple photographs reportedly taken by the witness. Not reportedly, I actually have those photographs and a video I took myself of the object. Independent report submitted for investigation. Additional visual confirmation by the investigator after reviewing the photographs. Investigator's notes. These are my notes I made at the time. The report is notable due to the observation of two separate luminous objects displaying similar behaviour within the same area. The reported changes in brightness, disappearance after dimming, and the witness's attempt to eliminate conventional aircraft using flight tracking software makes this a worthwhile case for continued investigation. Further analysis of the submitted photographs may help determine whether any conventional explanation can account for the observed objects. Case status, as with the rest of my cases, remains open. It's awaiting a proper photographic analysis, which I have undergone an hour's analysis yesterday of the photograph, zooming in using AI, having it in different shades, reversing it into a negative back, and what I can see in the picture is a real object. And again, I saw it myself, I don't need to speculate, but I believe that what she and I both saw were one spherical object and potentially a saucer shape, but I can't be too sure on it. It looks like a saucer in the picture, but you'll see what I mean when I show it to you. The strangest thing about the whole about this sighting is that the object on the distance, when we saw it, I saw it, bearing in mind, well, you'll see my video after this, I saw it for about 30 seconds. And again, this is at my workplace. That's what I found even stranger. I've not had any sightings at my workplace till the 23rd. Before the 23rd, I'd seen it at, seen two spherical objects at Delamere. There's a bit of a pattern emerging. Either I'm seeing more things now because I'm taking more notice, or I'm not sure what's going on, but they definitely turned up there, and just the first time she saw them, seen them there as well, which is weird. But when I looked at the object off in the distance, again, it hovered there, went very bright, it then dimmed, and it went out of sight. I'd never seen it again. She said she saw it again at 3:15 in the morning, came back, went very bright, almost like that was its propulsion system, or it was just hovering there, dimmed, and it was gone. Now, you explain that to me. That's very strange. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it. The photos require deeper analysis, but from what I've analysed and what I can see, they're definitely real objects. And in the video as well, they're definitely real objects. And they're not stars, and they're definitely not planes. And there wouldn't be military aircraft, because why would military aircraft be testing over civilian workplaces and civilian areas? Which it is. Haydock Industrial Estate is. So yes, I leave you with that perplexing case, folks. That is case number 14, and again, it remains open. And stay tuned for the videos and pictures at the end of this video. Yeah, and if you're not tuned in for tomorrow, make sure you do tune in for 8 PM UK time, 1 PM US Central. I am speaking with a gentleman who was on UFO crash retrievals. That's through NSPS TV. Make sure you put that in. NSPS TV. I will be live on there on a podcast, so make sure you tune in for that, folks. Okay, that's all I have for you tonight. Again, apologies about the Delamere one, but you've got this instead, so I hope that was okay with case number 14. I thought it was a very strange case, isn't it? Very poignant, so it needed reporting. So yeah, thank you very much, folks, and keep watching those skies, because we're definitely not alone. So we just got a UFO here hovering, and there's a picture that Gemma sent me through earlier. Oh, see, it's disappearing now. Coming from the distance. So yeah, it was just shining off, and it's just disappeared. It's not a plane. It's here at my workplace.